I'm Matt.
I'm Shane.
And if you like what you hear, make sure you hit that thumbs up button real hard. And make sure you subscribe to Comic Movie Marks.
And also click that little bell for all of the notifications.
Whee!
Always remember,
if Trailer Trash can do it,
anyone can do it. Probably don't need to test the mic on this one.
No, not this time. I do the hacking. Okay.
It's working.
Good. Hello and welcome everyone to another Comic Movie Marks video. Getting tired of saying this.
You don't know this, but this is our third video that we are recording in a row, and it all has to do with San Diego Comic-Con and kind of the information that we got, or in this case, didn't get.
Wop, wop, wop. That was actually
that was. You don't even need to insert the audio there. Perfect.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, I'm an audio mix board myself. Anyway, so of course what Shane is talking about is the fact that we did not get any information on the mystical Snyder Cut.
Yep, and to our knowledge, unless he was in some sort of cosplay, Zack Snyder was not at San Diego Comic-Con. Just a fucking weird-ass coincidence that he happened to be 15 minutes away. So either he was hoping for something, he's leading us on, or he's trolling Warner Brothers, I don't know, or just a random coincidence.
Yeah, could be all coincidence. It's all part of the plan. But for the most part, I don't think anybody should be discouraged about this. I don't know what other people's expectations were, but for us anyway, personally, I really didn't think it was going to happen at all. This whole time coming into San Diego Comic-Con, it never quite made sense to me for it to come at San Diego Comic-Con. Him showing up 15 minutes out of San Diego Comic-Con on the week of San Diego Comic-Con was like a little of like, okay. I could kind of see now where it's going. Maybe I could get behind it a little bit, but I was like, I just don't see it happening. But for the most part, we should have all expected this. Comic-Con is not the area where they're going to announce a director's cut. They're not going to do that. This thing on its own, when it's announced, when it does happen, because it will happen, it will be its own event in itself for the most part. They don't need to present it at San Diego Comic-Con. They want to present their other future movies that are going to hopefully bring the DC universe back into the fold. Make DC great again, if you would.
Mada? Is that what it'd be? Matka?
Matka.
Yeah, I felt that Comic-Con, it would have been a distraction for sure, releasing it then. But then as we started getting some things, as you said, with Snyder being there, I'm like, oh shit, man, maybe they might be releasing it. And what they could have done is, if it was in the books, is kind of had, okay, here's all of the Warner Brothers stuff. They had each of the panels come out for all the Warner Brothers movies, talk about the films themselves. Then they have all the trailers. Then they have Hamada come out at the end, announce the direction that they're going to go with the DC universe, or now what is somewhat rumored as Worlds of DC. Apparently, I'm waiting for full confirmation on that. And then
of course, everybody runs with it.
Yeah, exactly. Scream Rant. So that's a shocker. That
Movie Web.
Yep. So, and then after that, after they kind of announce, okay, here's our plan. Boom, you bring out Zack Snyder. Everyone cheers. That way, it's not a full distraction, but you still kind of gain all of that, the traction and kind of the exposure. But right now, I can kind of see why they didn't. Aquaman. The trailer's doing incredibly well. Both Aquaman and Shazam were trending on Twitter and social media, on YouTube. The trailers are trending. Godzilla. So trying not to distract from what they have coming out and what is potentially going to make them a lot more money than the Snyder Cut will.
So this is something that we've been proposing slightly on a couple of our videos. We've seen some people bring it up every once in a while. But this is something that I think we need to happen. We need an answer from WB. I think that's what it comes down to. The Wall Street Journal had their pitiful article, and at the very end, he says, senior executive of Warner Brothers says they have no plans for the Snyder Cut. Well, you know what, Mr. Senior Executive, if you are somehow real, or even actually do have any kind of power, you need to give your name. You need to establish an actual line of communication with people. And either put this to rest which I don't know if it'll ever go to rest, or give us an answer. I mean, with the Superman 2 Donner cut, they got an answer. They got a goddamn answer from Jim Cardwell, the president of Warner Home Video. He sent them an answer. Warner Home Video is supportive of an extended version of Superman 2 on DVD. However, there are complex legal and creative issues that need to be resolved before the film can be re-released. Warner Home Video is presently addressing these issues. So if there is legal issues with the Snyder Cut in some kind of way, I'm not saying there is, but if there is a legal issue with it in any way, because apparently no one can seem to talk about this. You know, every time Aliva says NDA, Snyder doesn't confirm anything, and we're not getting anything from Warner Brothers. So it feels like they're hiding something. And I don't know why you'd be hiding something if you've never planned to release it. So that's kind of where it always comes down to me. It doesn't make sense. I get you want to move forward. Well, if you want to move forward, you send out a statement. You make a statement that we're moving forward and we have no plans to release Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. You make it, you put it out there. So one of the two. One of the two. We either need an answer like this or we need an answer, I guess, saying no. One of the two. And hopefully over time here, we want to do a mass snail mail campaign as the people that wanted the Donner Cut did. That is the most interactive way we can possibly show them that we really want this movie. As fans, as Zack Snyder fans, as DC fans, as Justice League fans, I think it's the biggest example that we could do to actually get some goddamn attention from them, because they're ignoring Twitter. They're ignoring a lot of other things. So let's send them things that they can't freaking ignore. A huge stack of fucking paper.
Yep. Slice it down. Kill those trees. Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, we have to make an impact. And as Matt said, they haven't said anything officially that it's a no. We're getting bullshit from journalists or people claiming to be journalists. And we haven't had anything announced that no, there's no plans to do this from anyone at Warner Brothers. So I feel that there is still something there. Let's not lose hope. Let's continue to move forward. Maybe take a break from it for a little while and then, you know, come back at it. There's a lot of people who have been putting together great social media campaigns using the hashtag, trying to get things trending. And then I think, as Matt said, it's time to really have an impact, flood their offices with letters, pay the fucking 60-cent stamp or whatever the hell it is now. Probably like $1.20, and
mortgage your house.
yeah, so that we can mail these. But let's do it for the Snyder Cut.
So over time here, I think the best time to send your letter, don't just send a random letter, because that's not going to have an impact. That's just one person. We need to have multiple people. And I think the best time is November 17th. That's the United States release of Justice League. So November 17th, 2018. Make sure your letter lands on one of the major executives at Warner Brothers. Make sure it lands on their desk on that date. And I think that's going to be the most impact you can possibly have.
Yep. It'll
take a little bit of time, but I think we can build up something here. We could start getting some addresses. I mean, we have Warner Brothers' address here. You can always do that as well, but you know, we can, and also Twitter is another thing. If we do it all at once, I think it would be good. Even emails, you know, find these executives' emails, send emails as well. All on that date, they'd be flooded. They would be flooded and wouldn't know what to do. And if they still ignore us after that, then man, I think we got our answer.
Yeah.
they're just gonna ignore and hope. They're just going to ignore us and just hope we move forward, or just hope we move on and forget about it. But I want to try this. I think this is what we need to do. Over time, we can start setting some things up, helping people out with whatever they need. But this is what we need to do. And I suggest handwritten letters, not typed on the computer. I mean, you could set up you could set up a letterhead and everything, a sample letter and stuff like that, and then fill it in with handwriting after that. But I feel like that's more personal, and that would actually prove to them all the vast amount of people around the world that want to see this movie. I think that would be pretty sweet.
Yep. Time to make an impact.
All right. So tell us what you think in the comments below, and see if this sounds like a campaign that you'd be willing to get behind, if you know what I mean. In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. You're one of very few to make it to the end.
Yes, thank you very much.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Comic Movie Marks Podcast and hit the notification bell. You know, all these fucking YouTube channels say this shit, so I'm going to say it now.
Yes, it's perfect. And if you want to hear our full podcast, you can check out our podcast on iTunes or any other podcast subscription service.
Make sure you subscribe. Thanks again.